It is January and it is minus 30 degrees outside, which is great. It has also been snowing. And the other night, Archie, my husband, was shoveling snow outside the front of our house, and he realized that the curtains we put up maybe 6 months ago now are actually entirely see-through at night when the light is on. So our neighbors have probably been able to see us the entire time, which is also great. Today, we are going to rectify that situation. We're going to go to the happiest place on earth, also known as IKEA, and probably do some other fun things along the way. I also have a roll of Portra 400 in my camera, hardly used. So I'm just gonna try and fire through that today. Hopefully get some bangers. If I do, I will share them here. If I don't, I will also share them here. It will just be much more embarrassing for me. I know that this might seem like a waste of film, particularly in this economy, but to be honest, and I've said it before, I find winter really uninspiring and it makes me really depressed. So this is kind of just a way to force myself to make something out of nothing. Our first stop was, of course, coffee. This is one of our all-time favorite coffee shops. If you know me at all, then you know I am very particular about coffee, and I can confirm that the coffee here is immaculate and the vibes are just as good. Adequately caffeinated, we were ready to take on the world's largest furniture retailer since 2008. I don't know what it is about IKEA, but it is literally one of my favorite places in the world. There are few things more comforting to me than a relaxing stroll around IKEA. I always feel a little bit embarrassed anytime I take a photo in public, knowing someone can see me. And let me tell you, it feels a million times worse in a literal furniture store where you have absolutely no obvious reason to be taking photos in the first place. I wish I could have taken more footage to offer you a more immersive IKEA experience, but it hurt so much. Anytime you share that you went to IKEA, inevitably someone will ask if you had the meatballs. And the truth is that I had never had the meatballs until now. I think they're overrated. They were good. I don't really get the hype. People talk about them like they are the single best thing about IKEA. That is not true. The best thing is actually the marketplace. After a leisurely stroll around the marketplace, we eventually got to the curtains, and we were faced with a choice between two pairs that were basically identical, just with different undertones. After 10 minutes of intense deliberation, we chose the warmer undertone and made our way out. The day was not over, however. I still had maybe 10 shots left of the roll. So since I'm on a constant quest to be the most perfect person to ever exist, we decided to go to a bookstore and pick up Atomic Habits by James Clear. They normally have some cool stuff that we like to look at, cool home stuff, cool magazines, etc. But it turns out that January is not peak season for cool stuff because they didn't really have anything. And what they did have was largely not cool. Case in point. And the one thing I actually came for was not there either. So there was pretty much no point in us even coming here in the first place.
So weird people are looking at me right now.
Although this photo of Archie is an undeniable masterpiece, it was still not enough to finish the roll of film. But it was getting late and we needed to head home and tackle our curtain situation before it got too dark and the neighbours got another free show, despite the fact that they have been able to see us for the last 6 months anyway. They are far too long, but that is a problem for another day. We celebrate our renewed privacy the only way we really know how, which is with bubble tea. I discovered winter melon last year and it has changed my life. It is somehow creamy without having any milk in it. Highly recommend. Anyway, even though objectively a lot of these shots may have been a so-called waste of film, just forcing myself to try to finish the roll on a very ordinary day kind of put me back in the zone for taking photos and made me much more excited about shooting again. I do think that sometimes it's good to let inspiration come back to you naturally, but other times you just need something to get you moving again. Plus, we had a great day, filled with very simple but great memories. And that's what it's all about, really.